Hello, so if you're subscribed to the Electric Teeth YouTube channel, you'll know that we've previously done a video explaining Brushette, an interesting option when it comes to electric toothbrush replacement heads. Well, we're a couple of months on now, and Brushette initially were launching on Kickstarter. They then moved to Indiegogo, and at the time of recording, they're well on their way to getting their funding goal to make it a reality. But the good news is that Brushette have actually sent us a few samples to actually test. Now, as you'll know here at Electric Teeth, preferably we like to actually buy the products with our own hard-earned money so we can test it from a perspective of you, the consumer, because we will have spent the money out. Now, we have backed the Brushette campaign, but they were kind enough to send a couple of samples out for us to try. So I've been testing them for a couple of weeks, and I'm just going to give you my initial feedback and opinion on them. So I'm going to jump across to sort of a closer hands-on video to sort of show you what they're like to use and what they look like in close-up. I hope you find this video useful. So taking a closer look at Brushette then. So this is the retail packaging that you'll get when you actually buy the brush head or neck and then the little brushette. Fairly clean, nice looking packaging here. It tells you what you get. You get one neck, one delicate brush head, one cleanette brushette, and one handbook included. So you can see the styles of the brush heads included here. So there's lots of different styles of these brush heads, or as we know them, brushettes. But provided here is the cleanette and delicate. So one for sensitive teeth and one for plaque removal. And you could essentially compare these to Oral-B's cross-action brush head and their sensitive brush head for the sake of a loose comparison. So retail packaging, let's slide it open. And you'll see here you get the neck. And you've got a little bit more information about the different styles of brushettes or brush heads there. The aim, this is a subscription model, $1 per piece, free shipping, etc. And then you've got sterilized food grade nitrogen packets, so we'll come to those in a moment. So all the little brushettes, the actual brush heads, will come in these little packages here, and when you're buying them on subscription, you're not getting a new neck each time, you're simply getting the little brush head. So if I open this up, so we take out the packaging, so there's one. Pull out, there's the little booklet. So there we go. Right, so we've got the two little brushettes, we've got the neck, and then we've got some documentation here about it all. So that's what we get. And when you actually open it all up, this is what you end up with. So we've got the cleanette and the delicate there. So you'll see that the brushette actual head is really quite small. It's about the same size as the original Oral-B brush head, but this is the bit that you'll change each time. So if you've got these on subscription, which is that idea, this is the bit that detaches from the neck. And this helps give a more hygienic, cost-effective, and also a more environmentally friendly element to it, because each time you replace it, you're getting rid of just this, not the whole neck as you would with an official Oral-B one. Now, for the sake of comparison, here is an official Oral-B. Now, this isn't designed to necessarily be a replacement to it. You can use these as a replacement too, but Brushette aren't copying Oral-B. This is a completely new, innovative product. It gives the same sort of cleaning style, the same fit and everything, but just be aware they are different. They're not trying to replicate exactly what Oral-B do. But I mean, obviously we've got different styles of brush heads here, but you can see how the overall size is about the same. They fit onto the brush handles the same. One thing I have noticed is the movement in the brush heads here on the brushette don't seem to be quite as much as when you use the official Oral-B. There's a little bit more wiggle room in there. Not a big deal, they work perfectly fine. So now, just to sort of show you it in action a little bit more, we pop that onto the brush handle like so. So it pulls on and off like a normal Oral-B head would. I found it fitting is a little bit tighter but no biggie. You just need a little bit more force, I've certainly found with the samples that I've got here, to get that on and off. And then to actually replace the brushette, you pull down on this little tab here, and that actually releases the brushette. So you can twist that off like so, and that's what you've got, and you can replace it then with the other one. So you pop it on there. You ideally need to pull this down to clip it in, and you'll sort of feel it clip in place. It's hard to sort of explain, but you'll know when it's in place, and once it's in place and locked in, you can't pull that off. It's not going to come off. I'm giving it quite some force there, and it's not going anywhere. Now, a fear might be that it could come off in use, and this is another neat little touch here. So to actually unlock it, technically you need to actually pull down on this little tab and then sort of pull it out from the locking mechanism like that. So it's not supposed to come out unless you've pulled down on this actual tab. Now, the following thing is both a good and bad thing in my opinion. So if you put that on there like so, you can't actually move the brush head or move the tab to release the brush head, because there's the metal shaft underneath that actually stops this tab being able to pull down. So you simply can't unlock it, which is a good thing. So there's less likelihood of this coming off when the brush is in motion. So you actually have to take it off. The downside is, though, if you are going to be getting new brush heads and you're intending to replace them daily, you're actually going to have to take the whole head off each time, which for me detracts a little bit from the practicality, because I tend to leave my brush head on the actual brush handle just for speed. So it's just going to slow down the switching process a little bit. You know, we're talking a few seconds here, but it's just something to bear in mind. But overall, the finish has been really good. I have noticed, in comparison to Oral-B brush heads, the spring mechanism in the Oral-B and in comparison to the Brushette means it's a fraction louder. You have to really listen out for it, but if you compare the noise from the brush handle, this is slightly louder. But overall, I've been really impressed. I'm really looking forward to seeing these come through. I like the fact that you can just keep the brush neck on there and just replace the head. It's a nice touch. You can replace them daily, monthly, every 3 months is the maximum you should really leave it. But Brushette are doing a good job here. Be interesting to see what comes in the future. They're talking about making them for Sonicare and other brands as well, but for the moment it's for Oral-B. So there we have it, a quick hands-on. Oh, I should also mention, of course, the actual clean. In the testing that I've done with it, I can't really say that the clean is better or worse. I'm not doing clinical studies, but from my own personal experience, so far, so good. I've got no complaints there. It would be hard for me to actually tell whether I was using an official Oral-B brush head or not, if it was kind of like a blindfolded test. So good job there. Also, we'll be back in the future with more details and a proper review of these, I suspect, once they become sort of more commercially available, because at the time of recording they are still a campaign on Indiegogo. But until then, thanks for watching.